These are peanuts that I just harvested. Not only are peanuts good for you, but they're easy to grow and they're great for your soil too. Now, these peanuts will add nitrogen back into the soil as they're growing, and it fixes down into your soil. And if you will harvest the peanuts off the bottom and then put the plant back into the soil and cover it up and give it time to decompose, it will enrich your soil even more. See those bumps? Those are soil fixing nodules that grow along the root system of your peanuts. And I also want to tell you how to save seeds so that you'll have the very best seeds that'll grow the best way in your soil next time. Let's get started.
All I have needs, I have not provided.
I planted 2 varieties of peanuts. I love jumbo peanuts for boiled peanuts. And I love the Spanish peanuts, which are the red skin peanuts, for roasting, making peanut butter, and you can boil those too. A lot of farmers in the old days, I don't know if they still do it, but they would grow, that's a weed, they'll grow peanuts as a cover crop and harvest the peanuts and then till them in. Now, I don't till in, so what I'll do is I'll dig a hole down this trench or I'll make a trench down the bed and then I'll bury the peanut. So what I'm going to do with these peanuts right here, I'm going to put them all in the wheelbarrow and then pull them off later this afternoon. I've got things to do today. So I'll sit in the shade and harvest the peanuts off of them. Now, if you're going to boil the peanuts, you need to harvest them off the plant, wash them off the best way you can, and then go ahead and cook them within the next couple of days. They need to be fresh. If you want to boil your own peanuts, they have to be labeled as green peanuts. These are green. They haven't been dried. If you want to save them for peanut butter or to save them for seeds, you need to let them completely dry so that the skin or the husk here, the shell, is going to be crisp, like really hard. And you will need to go ahead and harvest the peanut out of the shell if you want to plant them. I've tried planting the whole shell just to see what happens, because after all, they come up volunteer in my garden. And I know I didn't shell them. But if you want a high germination rate, you really want to shell them after everything, the pods are dry. So let me show you up close what's going on with just one plant here. So you can see there's a lot of peanuts on here. This one is not mature enough to plant, so I will save that to the side and I'll boil it. These here are mature. Do you see the netting on them? Just think Mr. Peanut. If they've got good definition on their shell, they're ready to roast. In fact, this one's already trying to sprout. And this one, well, yeah, it's gone too far. It's too mature. Just leaving it in the ground 2 weeks too long has made this particular peanut too late to try to save his seed. Now, I could plant that now, but we're headed into winter. It won't survive the winter. And you see this guy? That is the work of a mole cricket. So I do have a problem with mole crickets. There's probably another 1 or 2. That one, it had a hole there, see? That's a mole cricket did that. Here too. I lose quite a bit of peanuts. I'd say at least 25%. Oh, here's one that's actually sprouted and started growing. So yeah, you can plant the whole thing, but when you do it on purpose, it just doesn't seem to have as good a germination rate. So I've still got quite a few peanuts left here that are for me. See the difference here? That's a boiler. That one you can save for seeds. When I left on vacation 2 weeks ago, I thought 2 weeks would be a good amount of time to leave them in. Lizard. Probably just one more week would have been ideal. Some of these really have sprouted, but they're still good. There's a lot of them that I can save for seeds down in here. Now, jumbo peanuts have a slightly different growing habit than the regular peanuts. So I'll bring you in closer and I'll show you what I mean. See here how they've put down pegs along the stem here? Mole cricket damage on that one. But yet at the base of this plant, there's going to be peanuts as well. As I've said, these peanuts are several generations old of growing in my soil, and you see how prolific they are compared to the other peanuts that I just dug up. Now, the other peanuts I just dug up, I had to purchase them because I ran out of my peanuts. Look at this, all on one plant. All down the stem. Now, it's okay that this is not as mature. Let me pull it out. I'll pull a couple different ones out so you can see. Okay, so we've got some that look like they're ripe. Mature, I should say. Okay, they're definitely ripe. I don't want to leave them in the ground any longer than that. So what I'll do is I'll separate the peanuts that I know are really, really good and mature. This is a good mature seed here, whereas probably this one is not. Nope, I can tell by the way it's opening up. See that? Let's see if I can get this open. Kind of hard with my gloves. This would make a good boiled peanut. See there? So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and harvest the whole thing. That is what happens when they send down their pegs and they start new peanuts. You're going to have them in different maturity levels. So at this point, I'll have some to boil and some to save for seeds. Making your own peanut butter is very labor intensive because you've got to shell all those peanuts after you've let them dry. And if you want to know how to make peanut butter from fried peanuts, then you need to watch the video that I'm going to link at the end of this video. I've harvested all my peanuts now, and I've even boiled some. I put some in the freezer after they're all boiled and ready to eat, and I put some right into the refrigerator because I want to eat them now. But now I have all these peanuts that I've harvested, and I need to decide which ones should I keep for seeds. So I've got Redskins and I've got Jumbos. As I was pulling them off the vines, I was judging whether that particular bush had extra peanuts, or I call it very prolific. And I set those peanuts to the side, and those are the ones that I want to keep for seeds. If you'll do that year after year, then you will be creating your own branch of peanuts, your own variety of peanuts that does really well where you live and in the situation that you're growing in. I have several generations of the jumbo peanuts, and they're doing really well. 2 or 3 years ago, I had a really bad year. I don't remember if they got flooded out or they got damaged too much. I don't remember what happened, but I ran out of the Redskins. And when I went to order them, I was appalled at how much it was to order Redskin peanuts. So I decided I would go to Walmart and I would go buy squirrel food. And it had, I think, about a 75% germination rate. but they're not the red skin. They have an orange skin on them, and they did okay. And I had a ton left over, so I saved the seeds and I put the leftover seeds in the freezer. But you know what? They don't freeze well. I got 0 germination this year. So I bought from a local seed store, and it really wasn't as expensive as buying them online. So now that I've got my own supply of Redskins again, and I've got my jumbos again this year, I want to show you how I've categorized them and what I'm going to be doing with them. So these are the peanuts that I harvested yesterday, and I had a chance to actually pull them off the bushes today. So I have some that were just average in their production, and then I have some that I called prolific. And those are the ones that you want to keep the seeds for next year's planting. So this bucket has some peanuts that I said, my Redskins, healthy and fairly prolific. And then we went on vacation. And you can see that some of them are getting mold, and they haven't molded all the way through to the seeds. So I'm going to have to shell them right away so that they don't ruin the seeds. These are the jumbos that I dug up yesterday, and then I pulled them off the bush today. So I've done the same thing with those plants. The plants that had a lot of peanuts on them, I saved those back for next year. So to be honest with you, I didn't have as big a peanut crop as I would have liked, but I have enough. I have enough for boiled peanuts and a little bit of peanut butter, not a lot. It's probably going to make maybe 1/3 of a cup. It takes a lot of peanuts to make peanut butter. So next time you buy a big jar of peanuts, be very thankful. There's probably a couple of thousand peanuts in those big jars of peanut butter.
Great is thy faithfulness, Lord, unto me.